Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. So as you can see, I put a soothing hydrating mask on from PLouise. That's the one that I got in my boxy add-ons, and oh my god, it smells delicious. Watermelon, aloe vera, it smells so good. I think it has cucumber in it, if I'm not mistaken, but it smells so good, and my skin is looking good. Like, you see this? So good. So I did squeeze out the rest of the juices in the bag and just rub that all over my face too, just to, you know, add a little bit more. So I'm gonna let that sink in, which is doing pretty good. It's drying down. I got a little tackiness still, but I'm also gonna go in with my Byroe tomato serum after this you know, dries down a bit, or you know, I could put it on right now too. So the whole point, today's video is actually going to be a quick get ready with me. Today is a very special day. It is mine and Gabriel's 4-year anniversary, so we're gonna be going out to dinner. I know it's gonna be outside, but we're gonna go out to dinner and probably do a little bit of shopping. Yeah, if you guys want to see you know, me get ready, then continue watching. Let's go ahead and jump into so I went in with some liner. You know, I told you guys how my eyes water way too much, so I have to do it before everything. But I did use the Stila smudge stick waterproof eyeliner. This is in the shade Spice, so it is a dark chocolate brown, and it's super creamy, and it does stay on for a very long time. The brows just take forever. Damn. Gabriel's gonna be getting off work soon, and I haven't even done anything yet. So I am gonna go in with my PLouise Base. I haven't used this one in a while, so I'm gonna use this today. Oh shit. Yeah, that's fine. So, what do you guys want to talk about today while we get ready? I don't really have a topic. I mean, I could talk about me and Gabriel. You guys want to know about that? I am going to be using my Jaclyn Hill palettes. I'm not sure what kind of look. Actually, I'm going to do a halo eye, but I don't know what I want to do. I think just like something real neutral, play with a little bit of that mustard color. Yeah, something neutral. There we go. And instead of the glitters from the Jaclyn Hill palette, I'm actually going to probably use this palette from ColourPop. It is the Golden State of Mind. This palette is old, but so beautiful. I love, it's all shimmers. Oh, this palette is so good. And I don't think you can get it anymore. Going in with this M504 from Morphe, I'm gonna dip into this shade right here. It is G Money, and this is the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. I always get asked how we met and when we met and stuff. So with today being our 4-year anniversary, we met at when I was working at Denny's in Bellflower when I lived with my sister, and it was about like 1 o'clock in the morning. I worked graveyard, and him and his cousin had come in, and as he walked in, I noticed him, and he noticed me, and I was supposed to go and sit them down at, you know, their table and everything. But at the same time, as he walked in, I was getting yelled at by my manager. And when he had walked in, I totally like went over like what my manager was saying. I didn't like really listen to him, and I seen Gabriel, and like we locked eyes, and the first thing I noticed about him was his eyes. He has like these beautiful like honey brown eyes, and they're like a golden brown. Oh, they're so beautiful. So he has these honey eyes, and I noticed his eyes and his smile, and then of course his big old muscles. So he walked in. I didn't get to sit them down at their seat because I was getting yelled at. I think my best friend was there. I don't know if it was her or if somebody else had set them down. This is so pigmented. Yeah, so they had sat him down, him and his cousin, and it was funny because after my manager had yelled at me or whatever, I forgot what it was. I think like I was talking too much or whatever. I always do that. So hello. Hello, sheet. Recording.
Are you making a video, sheet?
A video? No, you don't. Leaving work now? 317.
Mine says 360.
My phone says 317. You're wrong. Haha. Oh yeah, on the sheet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see you in a little bit. See, I love you. See.
I love you too, she.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I love you.
Okay, I love you.
Bye.
Bye.
I forgot where I was. I went in with. Do they have names? Yeah. So Hunts and Jax, which are these two burgundy reddish shades, this one and this one. I went Gina. I went in with that in the corners. Tapped into a little bit of Crazy right here, which is this deep purple, and then a little bit of this dark brown in the shade Mocha. Yeah, so I'm just to deepen those edges, and then we're gonna go in with a darker brown after this, probably this one right here, which is Central Park, but not yet. I'm gonna go in with this mustard shade right here, and that is Creamsicle. Ah, I dug my finger into it. Let's continue. So I was saying that we met at Denny's, and I'd seen where they sat down. So throughout the whole night, we had just been like playing eye tag, and it was really funny and really cute. Like, we were just smiling, laughing, and just like, you know, looking at each other. I don't remember if I went over there and like I had asked them if they needed anything. I don't remember, but okay, so there's a part of the night that was like really awkward, but like funny, because that had got us to laugh at each other. His cousin was sitting across from him, and he told him to tell him about this coworker that I had. He was asking about the cousin was asking about her, and he was like, yeah, like asked if she had a big butt. So Gabriel, as this girl walked by, Gabriel looked at it, at her ass, and as she was walking by, and I seen Gabriel look, and I thought it was super funny, and he seen that I seen him, and we both like just locked eyes, and I started laughing at him, and he starts laughing, and he gets really embarrassed, and he was like, oh man. So then he tells his cousin like that he just got busted. And the funny part of that story is that the girl actually, like, her ass was like this, but she was wearing butt pads that day, so it looked like she had an ass, but she really didn't. Not intentionally bending over in front of him, but because I was hanging out with my friend, and we were talking, and you know, like whispering, leaning over the counter and stuff. He had seen it, so that was funny. That was a funny part of the story of us meeting. And after that, it started getting busy, because again, I was working graveyard. I worked on the weekends, and the crowd came in. Crowd started coming in, and it was crazy because at about 3 a.m., like 3 a.m., we had everybody from the clubs coming in. So we had a party of I think it was a Mexican guy, and another party that had like this black girl, and this one girl had went to the bathroom, and she was standing outside, or she was walking to the bathroom, and there was a Mexican man standing at the bathroom, and the girl had walked up and I guess bumped into him, or he bumped into her or something, and they started getting into a fight. They started arguing. She said that he hit her, and Gabriel was sitting right by the bathroom so he could see everything, and he said that's not what happened, that they accidentally bumped into each other, but she tried to say that he like intentionally did it. So anyways, they made a whole big scene, and they ended up getting kicked out of Denny's. They were outside only those two people were outside. The rest of their party was still inside the restaurant eating. So the guy was out by the light pole at the front of the restaurant. The girl had ran. They were fighting outside. She ran to her car, popped open her trunk. This is gonna get crazy. She popped open her trunk, grabbed a knife, ran over to the guy in front of the restaurant at the light pole, cut him from here to here, like cut him, and ran back to her car, got in, and took off. And it was one of the craziest things that has happened at that Denny's while I was working there, of course. So the party, like the people outside, came running in saying, call 911, this and this happened. Like, a lot of people had seen it. So my manager had called, didn't want to call 911. The people outside ended up calling, and the manager kept trying to say, don't talk to the cops, don't tell them what you've seen, don't tell them what happened, just say, I don't know, you know, whatever. Just stand over here behind the counter, don't say anything. And I was like, why? And then he didn't want us to take him any towels, any, you know, paper towels, any big towel, like nothing. He was like, just leave him, pay attention to the customers in here, right? And I'm like, this guy is like fucking bleeding to death outside, and you don't want us to do anything? You don't want us to help him? Nothing. So, the cops finally showed up, the ambulance showed up and took the guy to the hospital. Everything was fine, but they were trying to see what had happened. The cops were trying to see what had happened, trying to talk to us, and my manager was just like, don't say anything, right? So they had came back, like they went outside, they came back, and I think somebody did end up talking to the cops, saying our manager told us not to do anything and not to help, and you know, whatever. So when the cops came in, they asked to see the security cameras, and then they seen all of us just standing there and not like helping the guy out, right? So Gabriel was still there the whole time, right? He was my bodyguard. So the cops came in, they asked for the security cameras, they went over everything, and they were like, hold on, why are your employees just standing here, not doing anything, not trying to help, not saying anything? And the cops came and asked us, and we're like, our manager told us not to. He said, we can't get involved with it, say we didn't see anything. He was like, what the fuck, like, why would he say that, you know? And I was like, yeah, I don't know. We kept trying to help the guy and, you know, do something, and our manager wouldn't let us. So they never found the girl with this one and this one. Later that night, it had started calming down, and some of my friends had started showing up. Friends that I met from Denny's, of course. Byroe was finally gonna leave. I still had a couple more hours on my shift. Listen to this. He walked up to come and pay for his food, and then I was the hostess, so I'm standing there in the front, and I see him coming up, and I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, right? So he It's like, oh, here's my receipt. He gives me the receipt. And when I first seen him, I thought he was a lot shorter than he actually is. And so I was like, you know, this guy's fucking hot, but, you know, I thought he was shorter. Anyways, he came up and he was like, here's my receipt, whatever. And I'm like, okay, charging them. And I went to like hand his receipt back, and he goes, so does your number come with that receipt? And me being shocked, I'm like, I heard you, but I want you to repeat it. So I was like, what? And he's standing there like, fuck, you know, like scared. Fuck, now I gotta repeat myself. And it was funny because after we had been together for a year or so, we still talk about it, and he was like, yeah, I was super nervous, and I was like, damn, how much like guts it took me to say that the first time, and now you're making me repeat it. And I was like, yeah, haha. So he was like, you know, super nervous, and then he did say it again. He was like, yeah, does your number come with that receipt? And I was like, oh, I was like, you know, I can take yours, or you can give me yours. And he was like, damn, you know, this bitch isn't gonna give me her number. He ended up writing his phone number on the back of a receipt that I still have to this day. Isn't that so cute? 4 years later, I still have it. Yeah, he had asked me, I was like, you know, give me yours, because, okay, so like, two sides of that story is, one, I was like, if I give this guy my number, he is not going to text me. Like, look at him. And I was like, he is not going to text me at all. So I wanted to make sure that I was going to text him. So that was my way of making sure we talked. Then the other one was because there was this weirdo guy that was trying to sell me workout clothes, and because I wouldn't call him, or I gave him the wrong number or something, he called my job, and he kept looking for me, kept coming to the job looking for me, saying, where's Jessica, can you give her my number, left his number a couple times for me to call him, had his friend coming in for me to call them. And I was like, dude, I talked to you like one time. And he kept saying how he wanted me to buy these clothes and like help him sell them. No, not help him sell them, but like to promote this brand or something. It was something like that. And he called my job looking for me. And that day, the next day actually, I got in trouble. And then I think it was either that night or the night after that I had met Gabriel. So yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna get in trouble again, just give me your number. So that's both sides of why I told him to give it to me. Now I got off of work at about 6 o'clock in the morning, something like that, and I was like, I think this guy's probably fucking asleep, but I'm gonna text him. Oh, wait. He had walked out after they left. Some old lady stopped him in the parking lot and was like, oh my god, look at you, you're so buff, and so like talking to him about like working out and saying how cute he was. And I seen him standing there talking to her, and I was like, oh, this motherfucking player, I am not gonna text him, I'm not gonna talk to him, like all this stuff, right? It was some old lady, and he was like, yeah, lady, just, you know, go on about your business and stop talking to me, is what he told me after, right? Now, when I got off work at about 5 or 6 in the morning, I had texted him saying, see, I told you I would text you, and he was still awake. He was still awake. And he texts me back, he goes, I'm so glad that you did, I'm so glad that I met you, like all this stuff, all this cute stuff. And then I had told him about the old lady that I seen him talking to outside. And it was so funny because as he walked outside, I looked at my best friend and I was like, And then she goes, she like looks at me, and I was like, I got his number. And she goes, oh my god, oh my god. And she was like, I knew you were gonna like him as soon as he walked in. I knew you were gonna like him. And I was like, oh hell yeah, look at him, like he's buff as fuck, he's cute as fuck, like he was beautiful to me. So she was like, I knew you were gonna like him. And then I told her and the girl, my other coworker, that I had caught him staring, like not staring, but he looked at her ass. And they were like, oh my god, you got the girl got mad because I got his number instead of him asking for her number, because I had told her about him looking at her ass. So she got all mad about it. And I was like, bitch, I don't care, he didn't want you. 4 years later, here we are. Now we live together. I cannot wait to celebrate more anniversaries with him and, you know, see where all this takes us. But these past 4 years have been an adventure, been a roller coaster, of course. All relationships do. And yeah, I can't wait to see where all this goes. But that is basically the story of how we met. At Denny's, him asking for my number, and you know, he fell in love with me right away. So he was actually the first one to say I love you at his brother's house, and he was upset because I actually didn't say it back right away, and like it hurt his feelings. Like, it's not that I don't love you, like I love you, but it's just like so soon in the relationship. Like, I think we were only together for maybe like a month or two. We have been together ever since. Crazy, right? How our first night of meeting, we witnessed somebody get stabbed. Oh, you know what? That was the same night. So, as the people went outside to go, after they got kicked out, Warren G and his whole security and like everybody that was with them, all his friends and stuff, they were actually inside, and I was taking their order and I was talking to them, and as all of that was happening, that's when the girl stabbed the guy outside. So one of his guys stood inside with me, and Warren G and the rest of his people ran out to the van and hurried up and jumped in, and they're like, we have to get him out of here. But the other guys, like a group of them, waited inside and waited for their food, paid for everything, and then they left. But yeah, so Warren G was there when all of that had happened. That's what I was trying to remember. Tinker Time, this one right here, which is this. With the shade right here, which is Can't Stop. The same two shades, this burgundy and this brown. Right, I'm going to quickly do this one off camera. I'm going to be right back.
What is this video about?
You ready with me?
Okay. Recording now, I bet.
Hey guys, so while I am editing, I just want to throw in that the ending of my video did get cut off. But if you guys do enjoy this video, please don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe, and hopefully you guys did enjoy. Here's a little slideshow of videos from, pictures from the last 4 years. Love you guys. Bye.